everyone, and welcome back to the Raw Obsidian Podcast. My name is Kris. I am the maker here, running this channel, doing my best, trying to stay afloat. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry at Obsidian Brat, and on the making app at Raw Obsidian Knits. Wow, it's been a time. And as always, before we even get into an episode, I want to thank Club Obsidian member Sonia. Thank you so much for being awesome and supporting the podcast and all of my creative work through your membership at Club Obsidian. Thank you so much. I can't make any of this. I could make some of this happen without my Club Obsidian members, but it would not be the same. It would be much harder, and I would have no drive, especially with the way that 2023 is happening right now. So thank you, Sonia, and thank you to all of my Club Obsidian members. If you would like to join Club Obsidian, starting at just $3, you can do so through my Ko-Fi or Ko-fi. The link is below, as well as everything that I am talking about in this podcast episode. Oh my god. You can find all of that below. All right. So it's been a month since the last podcast, but it's been a month since the last podcast episode, and a lot has been happening, and a lot of it not so great. Some of it is just like issues with water access that the majority of my neighborhood is experiencing right now. It's just the plight of living in a rural area, and also just having a spring as your water source. We don't live on a well. We have access to spring water through a pipeline. It is almost the tail end of winter. I don't know if the spring is getting low or if there's a hole in the pipeline, but everyone's water has been all messed up. So it's been like fancy camping at my house right now. But things are getting solved. Nothing too big to worry about. Other than that, I have a full-blown toddler, like a true full-fledged toddler. Zaz has been refusing naps, has opinions on everything, which I love and I encourage. But sometimes it leads to very big feelings, and we gotta like take a pause and work through that. And yes, there are some things that I subscribe to when it comes to gentle parenting, but there are other things where I just don't. And so I kind of I lean into the intuition and understanding of who Zaz is, knowing that Zaz is a whole person. And also knowing who I am, my limits, who I am as a person. And sometimes I just gotta lay down in Shavasana, i.e. laying on your back, hands at your sides, and just breathe. Or in child's pose and breathe. I've been doing a lot of that. And also Zaz has been doing a lot of that because they see me lay on the floor. And so when they're upset, they're like, I'm gonna lay on the floor too. And I'm like, yeah, we can lay on the floor together, process these feelings, and move forward. And it's been good, you know. And I already knew I was gonna have a strong-willed child because I'm a strong-willed person. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, full-fledged toddler, so I am just feeling depleted all the time. And then there's like farm stuff we're getting ready to shear the sheep, y'all. We have a shearing date set, and it will be our flock's second shearing. They're young. They're like maybe yearlings, a little bit older than yearlings. So they're ready. They got a lot of fleece on them, but it's also been like it's been below 0. It's been like -2 some days here. So the fact that they have so much fleece is great, because then they withstand the cold so well. Which is why we didn't shear them like we had planned at the end of January. So mid-March shearing. I'll have a video up so I can show everyone the excitement. Yeah, so there's that. Toddlers shearing. And also I'm just like, I'm having my own struggles mental health wise. I have been diagnosed with postpartum anxiety. I've already been diagnosed with general anxiety in the past with a therapist. And so that just kind of like bled into my motherhood experience. But then it got amplified in ways that just don't make sense. And so I saw my doctor, got diagnosed. And so now I am just trying to understand what it means to have postpartum anxiety. I know a lot of moms experience postpartum anxiety that gets bypassed because it doesn't look like postpartum depression. And so I just want to be really real and open about that. It is very hard some days I have a war in my head going on, but I do have coping skills. I have a support system, and it's getting better. But it's affected so much of my life in positive and negative ways. So yeah, I wanted to be transparent about that. If you're a mom, you probably understand what I mean by having anxiety about your children and their care and their safety and other things. So yeah, it's something that is very real for me. And I'm hoping that through this year I can get back into therapy and in turn get back to doing the things that make me feel like a whole person instead of like a quarter of a person, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the life update. But I have been knitting and I have plans for making. So let's get into the whips. All right. Pulling out my trusty quilted project bag that I love so much. I made this. Here's the back side. I feel like I've shown this before, and my knitting bag has become a self-care safe haven. I've got fun pens. Oh god, we got the yarn stuck. I got fun pens and gummy snacks. Oh god, which is not a good idea to just shove all that stuff in there. But what I do have is my cast on and making good progress. I'm almost finished. I think I have like 1 or 2 rows left, and then I finished section 1 of my Inclinations Cowl by Andrea Mowry. Here's the front, here's the back. You can see it's got 2 texture differences because it is knit in half fisherman's rib. This has been really fun, really soothing for me. No complaints. It's not quite a mindless knit, but it is also like a meditative knit because it has some structure to it and things and it's really easy to remember the pattern repeat. So I'm just about finished with section 1 of that, and I'm using these 2 yarns that I have made this little combination beauty. It looks so good. And they're like, I think they're the Ba yarns, La Jolla, I want to say. And so that's the thing. And Summer Romance is this one. This one did not come with a tag, unfortunately, but it's so similar that I want to assume it's the same one. And it's 100% superwash merino. From my stash. Still doing stash knitting, y'all. I don't think I've really purchased much yarn except to do a couple of test knits last year. This is coming along really nicely. I'm definitely enjoying it. I did not swatch because I don't swatch for things that aren't sweaters. And I know people do swatches for hats, but I also don't swatch for hats because my hair gets very big when it's grown out. It's currently in braids right now, protective style for the winter, but that is that. Put my mini snacks back in here. Yeah, Inclinations Cowl by Andrea Mowry. Super fun. I think this is like my this is my 3rd Andrea Mowry pattern. And I'm obsessed. I love Andrea Mowry's patterns because she always just makes the things that I just want to knit. And they're complex but simple. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so I don't need to like go on and on about it. The second whip of mine that I started this year is I have a new pair of socks that I'm knitting. And so I started this yesterday. Today is, what is today? So today's the 3rd of February. So yesterday, the 2nd of February. I already got this far. And the reason why I got this far is because these are worsted weight socks, y'all. I have decided that I am no longer knitting fingering weight socks. And part of my reasoning is the fact that I just wear through them so quickly. Like, it's stupid, ridiculous. And part, like, I know that part of it was because I was very neglectful of how I washed my socks. So I'm getting better at that. I'm hand washing. I am setting them out to dry, and they're lasting much longer. But the fact still remains that they still wear out a little bit too much. So, I'm only knitting worsted weight socks. And this sock, is not based on any pattern. I just used my noodle and just cast on 40 stitches, 1 by 1 rib on the top, stockinette here. There's this, I really enjoy a project that I'll show you for finished objects is my coffee bean socks by Kneedles in Life, and I loved the way the heel was knit up. And it's just a regular heel, but it's just like a slip 2, no, it's a knit 2, slip 1, and on the right side, and then purl across the other on the back side, and it just creates like this really thick reinforced heel, and I love that. So I borrowed that heel idea for this, and then continued on, and it's just really, I don't know, socks don't need to be complicated. I mean, you could make them very complicated and stuff, but if you are an experienced knitter, you've been knitting socks for a very long time, if you haven't tried to knit a sock without a pattern yet, I challenge you to give yourself some credit this year and do just that. Try creating your own sock recipe. And you will be surprised at how much you actually know what you're doing without even needing a pattern, and then just keep it in a notebook. And so that's, I have a vanilla sock pattern or a recipe that I have for my foot in a notebook. And it took me a very long time to do. So I'm essentially doing the same thing, but for a worsted weight sock this time around. And so far, I'm loving it. I have not tried the sock on yet, which I feel like I should since I just finished the gusset. But yeah, here's my vanilla sock. I'm using this beautiful golden color that I got in like a little, like a gift box from my friend's mom. She found a tub of yarn on the side of the road and sent me some of it, and a lot of it was like this, where it just like it was wound. They had no tag, and so that's what I'm using, is this. And this golden color is just so beautiful. I love it so much. And then this, it doesn't have a tag, but I am pretty positive, if my memory serves me, that this is some worsted weight Malabrigo, because I remember knitting with this many years ago, back when I was living in Eugene, Oregon. So it was a very long time ago. And I bought this yarn from Cozy Yarn shop in Eugene, which is my favorite yarn shop in the whole world. If you live on the west side of Oregon and you visit Eugene, go to Cozy Yarn. Karen is amazing. Visit her, tell her I said hi. But I digress. She has tons of Malabrigo in the shop, and so I bought this Malabrigo. And this was leftover from some project, I don't remember. It might have been a hat that I knit for Jordan, I don't know. But I'm using it with this, and it's turning out beautifully. And as you can see, worsted weight socks knit up very fast. So, yeah. That's that. As far as the needle size that I'm using to knit this, I'm using a US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needle, and I'm using the magic loop method to knit my socks. I have fully converted to magic loop, and I no longer use double pointed needles. So yeah, that's that. No more fingering weight socks because I am tired. I'm so tired. And I just get discouraged with my sock knitting. And so since this has been fast, I have very fast, cute socks with a cute heel. Look at that. Very happy. Very, very happy with that whip. Yeah, so those are my works in progress. Let's talk about some finished objects. So, I don't have my socks with me. They are in my bedroom where Zaz is taking a nap. So I'm going to insert a photo somewhere of my coffee bean socks by Knitting and Life, or Kneedles and Life, which is the first, no, this is my second pair of worsted weight socks that I've knit that weren't a Tin Can Knits worsted weight sock. So the coffee bean socks are super cute, textured, in this wonderful coffee bean textured pattern. It's super easy to knit. I used the same US 4 3.5 millimeter needles to knit my coffee bean socks. And I found the pattern. On Pinterest. And I've kind of switched it up from going to Ravelry for my pattern hunting to going to Pinterest. And it served me well. Came across Kneedles and Life. All of her patterns are so cute and it's free, which is super great. If you're looking to try a worsted weight sock pattern that is not only super easy but super cute and very quick to knit up, I would highly recommend these socks. I used another stash yarn that came with the same box of free yarn that I got from my friend's mom, so I couldn't tell you what it is. It has, I want to say it's Malabrigo because of the way it feels, but yeah, that's all. It's worsted weight, that's all I know. And yeah, just knit up super quick. I was able to just knit on them for a bit and then had a pair of socks. The texture pattern is just, it's really lovely. It feels super cozy warm too. I always wear these socks in my muck boots when I'm going out to let the sheep out in the morning and tend to the chickens. I want to make another pair of these socks, so I think after I finish my vanilla pair that I'm using to create a recipe, I'm going to knit another pair of these coffee bean socks. Yeah, I can link you to that pattern below. She has tons of other patterns that are free, and of course I've saved a good chunk of them on my Pinterest. I have a whole board for knitting that is now filled up with so many good patterns. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I love them. I hope you cast on a pair and love them as much as I do. Yeah, so that's my one that is my one and only finished object. Yeah, I've been slow going on my Inclinations Cowl, my vanilla socks. I finished my coffee bean socks. There are other things that I want to cast on very badly, but I am trying to, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to be good. So let's not talk about the knitting stuff that I'm trying to be good about. Let's talk about sewing, y'all. So I count sewing projects as work in progress starting the moment I print off the pattern. Why? Because I gotta put that crap together. I gotta get tape. I gotta lay it out. I gotta and then I gotta cut it out. It's a whole process. So I have 2 patterns of sewing that I purchased that I am very excited about. So let's start with the first one. It's very cute. This is my stack for the All Well Studio box top. I'll insert a photo, multitude of photos for y'all to gander at, because let me tell y'all, this is about to be, if this works the way I want it to, this is about to be a staple in my Me Made wardrobe. So the All Well box top is exactly what it sounds like. It is a box pattern for a top, and it has multiple hacks. You can do sleeves, you can do no sleeves, it can be a short sleeve shirt, you can add a ruffle so it has this peplum look to it. There's a hack where you can make it into a dress, so it's just a boxy dress. Very simple construction as far as I've seen, just perusing through the instruction booklet. Very chic, and I absolutely love that the long sleeve version of it is drop shoulder looking. I just love a drop shoulder shirt. I feel like that's a majority of the things that I wear. It's drop shoulder. This is drop shoulder slightly. It's not as deep, but I love the fit of something drop shoulder. So the All Well box top has this plethora of things that you can do with it. So that's the first thing that I want to knit up. I have a couple of different fabrics that I want to work with. I haven't quite decided on them, so I won't show you yet. It'll just be a surprise. But that is my plan. So my whip is to put this together, which is great. I'm excited about that. The second thing I want to sew is, oh my gosh, this stack is massive, y'all. And it is the partner overalls, workwear overalls. And I'll insert some photos for you to look at. I purchased this. I want to say the Grain Line. I don't think it was Grain Line Studio, actually. I lie. But this is by Ready to Sew, the partner workwear overalls. They are so cute. I love the drawstring. Oh, the drawstring, y'all. Sold me. I mean, the paneled like knees and the cool wraparound pocket was awesome. But the drawstring is what sold me. So yeah, I gotta like pick out my hardware. I gotta paste this bad boy together. This is gonna take me a minute. And then decide on what fabric I'm gonna use for it. I have an idea in mind for the fabric, but I don't know if I have enough of it. So I am going to double check on that. And then if I need to, I will buy fabric for it. Because I do want to make these out of a denim or a canvas. And I do want a color block, which is something I've been wanting color block overalls for. So yeah, that is the plan for my whips. Partner overalls. All well box top. Super fun stuff. And that's that for whips. And let's get into plans. So my big, hold on, we got Zaza's up.
Hello everyone. After that point of me getting up to get Zaz, the rest of it got deleted, which is a bummer, but you get sick me in present time to let you know that the all well box top pattern is indeed chef's kiss, and I have yet to put together my partner overalls pattern. I'm currently sick, and I'm trying really hard to not be sick so I can get back to making stuff and doing other things. So thank you so much for watching this podcast. I feel grateful to bless you with a little dose of reality. My little lammy robe, that is my favorite. And to wish you a happy time making. I hope your Valentine's Day was great. And I look forward to sharing more awesome things with y'all in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to get more updates and videos and podcast episodes. And if you want to join Club Obsidian for starting at $3, the link is below to do that. Thanks again, y'all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.